The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers profound, timeless principles for overcoming adversity and living with purpose. Its practitioners included figures like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, known for steadfast calm amidst chaos. In this video, we will explore 10 essential Stoic practices advised to close each day skillfully. These contemplative rituals reinforce core teachings to steady turbulent minds before restful sleep. Thank you for watching, and if you want to be a part of our Stoic journey through life, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and welcome to our Stoic journey. Number 1. Reflect on the day's events and your reactions. As the sun sets and night falls, it's time for our daily evening reflection to realign with Stoic principles before rest. This nightly ritual is essential to progress on the Stoic path by regularly taking stock of our moral character and wisdom in living virtuously. In the quiet moments before sleep, let us look back with clear eyes on the events of the past day. Consider the conversations had, choices made, and actions taken. Replaying key scenes in our mind, let us judge our performance with honesty and accountability. Did we speak or act out of harmony with nature, guided by passion rather than reason? Were there moments when we failed to live up to our highest values of justice, courage, moderation, and wisdom? Let the pangs of regret serve as teachers now so we can do better tomorrow. Or did we align word and deed to Stoic ideals? When challenged, did we respond with level-headed virtue, living by principles despite outer turmoil? Can moments be recalled where we rose to defend truth and justice, though the crowd followed the easy downward road? Let these triumphs, however small, give hope and renewal for the days ahead. By taking the time each night for this moral inventory, we can continually work at our craft of living, ever shaping our ethical character into its ideal form. Let each evening review reinforce the convictions we wish to live by, carving them deeper into soul and body through repetition and awareness, until they become our nature itself. In this way, night by night, we walk the lifelong path of the Stoic sage. Now gaze at the stars above, reminded of how small yet integral a part we play in nature's grand design. Before surrendering to rest and renewal, a new dawn awaits, bright with potential for our continued Stoic practice. Number 2. Review which of your judgments stemmed from reason rather than passion. As we settle into our evening reflection, let us shine the light of reason inward to review this day's judgments, desires, and actions. The Stoics teach that when passion overrides logic, we become the worst version of ourselves. So we must rigorously separate decisions guided by emotion versus those aligned with wisdom. Consider moments when judgments passed your lips in reactive conversation. When questioned or called to defend a belief, did you respond with measured, rational thought? Or did heated emotion enter in, clouding your discourse with subjective bias? If inflamed, recognize the moment. Then re-examine the issue with detached objectivity before sleep, as the Stoics advise. Now examine desires that arose for wealth, recognition, pleasure, or comfort. Did want for any outward thing make you sacrifice integrity or virtue to attain it? Here too we must differentiate between ambition in service of right and proper goals versus grasping selfish craving. If the latter surfaced, make note and renew commitment to seek only what aligns with nature. Finally, review your willful actions, the true test of character. When faced with choice, did reason lead you to just, wise, and moderate deeds that considered both personal and common good? If instead you followed passion or self-interest at principle's expense, here again show self-honesty in your appraisal. By looking back to categorize each motive and willing act as of reason versus passion, we build essential understanding for better mastery tomorrow. Over time, this nightly practice trains the mind to catch itself in the very moment when emotion eclipses logic, helping us live, desire, and choose from wisdom's seat. So as sleep comes, feel content knowing that with disciplined examination, night by night you are learning to walk the balanced path illuminated by Stoic rationality and virtue. Number 3. Remind yourself of what is within your control. Let us remind ourselves of the Stoic edict that sets people free. Some things are within our control, while others are not. This distinction is central, determining whether our actions are ruled by reason or tossed by external forces. Consider the day now ending. What situation stirred your frustration, anger, or distress? In the quiet before sleep, trace those disturbances back to their root. Did turbulence arise because people didn't act as you desired? Did outcomes fail to align with expectations? Did desired recognition go to someone else? Now ask, do you control how others think, choose, or behave? No. Do you command which scenario unfolds once actions are taken? No. Can you guarantee that everyone approves of you? Certainly not. What happened was merely the playing out of complex causes far bigger than self, as the Stoics recognized. You have power over some sphere alone, your reasoned judgment, ethical character, and chosen actions. Here lies your domain of control. When emotions raged because assumptions were crushed, you forgot this truth. Renew perspective now. While the world spins on, making waves according to its own rhythm, you remain captain of your soul's direction, guided not by others' acts, but your response to them. This nightly reminder restores sanity, bringing wider peace amidst the storm. Cherish these quiet moments centered on what you can command versus all else left to forces beyond you. As Epictetus declared, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, and some things are not. Master here, and you master life. Let this essential teaching guard your mind as sleep refreshes. A new day soon emerges for our continued practice. All else may vex and change, but our handling of it remains ours to perfect. Number 4, contemplate how you can prepare wisely for future difficulties. Scan the horizon of your life and reasonably consider what storms may one day come. Illness strikes you, or a loved one, a relationship ends, a disaster upends normalcy. Hold these vivid scenes in mind. What disturbing emotions are easy as you imagine them? Anxiety, dread, or panic may flood as a reflex. Yet as a Stoic, recognize these are only impressions you can condition yourself to respond to with disciplined reason, not reflexive anguish. Let their intensity pass through you without resistance. Breathe slowly. Remind yourself that difficulty is inevitable in life under nature's arching cycle. As all things wax and wane, you can endure what comes. Now intentionally shift from reactive fear to proactive planning. What resources, skills, or changes in perception could help you handle each hardship if it manifests? Reflect on past challenges met and overcome through patience and wisdom. Consider how future storms could be weathered too in time, though hardship cannot be bypassed. Run each scene multiple times like a flight simulator, mentally rehearsing crisis response. Visualize yourself acting from rational principle despite turmoil, demonstrating courage, compassion, and unbroken purpose. This strategy of studied meditation develops self-command for when potential becomes actual, decreasing disturbance. By forearming the mind against imagined blows, we foster sturdy serenity in their face, while avoiding paralysis from apprehension. Troubles will arrange themselves as nature deems in seasons ahead, but our recent reaction can ring steady across changing fortune when rehearsed nightly before restful sleep. Number 5. Recognize that external things are ultimately indifferent. Review your day, calling to mind moments when desire fixated on some preferred outcome, a promotion, a relationship, an experience craved to complete you. In visualizing life going right, did you cling tighter, as though all happiness depended on securing this? Then when events diverted, emotional storm clouds gathered, dimming internal light. Yet, as Stoic wisdom reminds, getting or avoiding any external is ultimately irrelevant to fulfillment. Health may decline, recognition redirect, loved ones leave. While preferring security is natural, attaching identity and wholeness to externals guarantees suffering, when fluid life diverts from rigid expectations. Peace resides not in controlling fates beyond us, for that illusion perpetuates distress. Instead, train focus on mastering inner character as the soul-worthy pursuit. Build courage to act rightly whatever comes, wisdom to judge tightly each motive and act. Guide all toward justice, self-mastery, and service. Thus, external impacts become fuel for virtue's fire, as the Stoic sage transforms misfortune into opportunity to sharpen excellence of soul. Herein lies freedom, acting excellently despite externals, rather than angling to control them. Take this revelation with you into sleep's restoration. Another day awaits our continued practice. We refine inner light undimmed by the world's passing clouds and seasons, when we cease grasping at indifferent outcomes and hold fast to our conscious response as the sole good we can claim. Number 6, forgive any transgressions against you. Bring to mind any lingering grudges, the embering coals of conflicts past. Feel how heaviness settles into your body, with recalled emotion at mistreatment or betrayal. Yet recognize that nursing wounds or keeping score serves nothing positive or wise. The only sure consequence, more self-inflicted misery. The Stoic sage Marcus Aurelius counseled, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." How do we enact this? By refusing to let another's wrong dictate our character. Though natural to feel affronted, staying mired in hurt ultimately diminishes us further while changing nothing externally. Rather, make a reasoned choice to absolve all debts and pardon all trespasses against you for inner peace's sake. This act demonstrates radical responsibility for your mental state, despite what anyone does or fails to do. It draws power back from what's beyond control, the words and deeds of others. Forgiveness uplifts both parties over time, but practice it first for self-liberation more than for reconciliation. For in letting go grudges, you refuse to replay old scenes of pain and powerlessness. Herein, a deeper wisdom recognizes how holding on to hurts given or received binds us to the past and obscures the present. Release and renewal await as you blanket all in forgiveness's balm before surrendering this day. Making peace inwardly ripples outward in time, but start and end by making peace with yourself and the imperfect wider world, as the Stoic sages advise. Number 7, show gratitude for all you have. Consider first the gift of health. Our strength, mobility, and vitality enable rich experience and service to others. Yet how easily we take for granted the billions of cellular motions that sustain us. Pause now to honor this complex miracle keeping you alive and able. Offer thanks for the profound privilege simply to be well. Next, bring to mind the web of relationships enriching you, family bonds and friendships that support, inspire, and comfort. We sometimes overlook how interdependent our happiness is, wrapped as we all are in community's embrace. So set the intention to express appreciation for loved ones who journey alongside you. Finally, open your eyes with wonder to the spectrum of opportunities available to you because of circumstances beyond control. The time and location you occupy grants unique adventures for growth otherwise impossible across the ages. This too merits awe and thanks. Seed these moments of gratitude into the fertile soil of your psyche. Notice how practicing appreciation for life's basic gifts amplifies their sweetness, while securing you from taking any for granted when they remain. Discontent with what is dissolves as we immerse awarely in life's profound privilege right under our nose. Rest now, reminded that unchecked wanting obscures nature's boundless blessings we drink from and return to each day. May gratitude's alchemy continue transmuting the ordinary into joyful abundance by the power of honoring what we have already been given. Number 8, consider what knowledge you have gained recently. Review your expanding knowledge first with satisfaction, for learning enlarges our human experience. Recall concepts newly integrated from studying canonical Stoic writers or modern sages reviving ancient virtues, which resonated most to guide your reasoned thoughts and willful actions. Appreciate the incremental improvements nurtured through diligent reading and reflection, yet also acknowledge areas still requiring depth of understanding or behavioral change to embody virtue's ideal. Do you react too frequently from emotion versus logic? Do attachments to reputation, pleasure, or comfort override acting for the common good? Here, prick the bubbles of ego and ignorance still clouding perception. As the Stoics counseled, wisdom begins in knowing the extent of one's ignorance. Socrates sculpted this maxim millennia ago. Internalizing its message keeps us humble students forever learning. Though we strengthen insight through practice, the wise continually refine self-mastery over impulse and passion through lifelong education. Let gratitude for developed skills balance with hunger for continued progress before surrendering this day. Perpetual self-examination, ever seeking knowledge, incrementally inches us toward the lofty Stoic ideal of sagehood. By regularly reviewing and resetting the vector of self-cultivation, we walk the narrow path molded by wisdom and virtue. Soon the new dawn emerges for our next day's practice, but pause now to honor understanding gained and crystallize commitment to advancing ever brighter on the Stoic journey. Number 9. Reflect on death and how ephemeral this life is. Vividly picture your final sunset as death's growing shadow stretches before you. Imagine looking back across the landscape of your past days as existence ebbs. From this future vantage, what moments most stand out as time well spent? When were you fully present and connected versus consumed by distraction? Did you use your hours for purpose and principled service? Or squander precious opportunity, struggling to control uncontrollable externals while neglecting relationships and character? As death draws these lifetime memories to the fore, will their review fill you with profound peace or painful regret at roads not taken? Awaken now consciously from this vivid preview and make necessary course corrections while able. For the Stoics, contemplating mortality nightly provides essential perspective, unveiling how choices align with priorities when viewed from life's inevitable end, across time's relentless march into obscurity. No matter one's age or health, actively remembering death focuses vision to filter out excess, prioritize meaning, show gratitude for each breath, and leave positive legacy behind. For when time flees fast as sand between present fingers, wise death reflection makes life's purpose paramount before nightly sleep. So surrender this day resolved to live more consciously going forward. Tomorrow emerges freshly to practice present virtues that echo through eternity, when even we fade to dreamless dust. Number 10. Review how you discharged your duties that day. Consider first professional realms under your charge, the projects moved forward, clients served, and team members collaborated with. Review meetings, deliverables, and decisions made. Did you lead by example with integrity, communicate clearly, and move initiatives ahead with care and skill? Resolve any deficiencies now to excel tomorrow. Next, reflect on personal domains requiring your dedicated nurturer, from parenting fully present to deepening bonds of partnership through understanding and affection. Weigh efforts made to grow each relationship with wisdom and grace. Make amendments and attention where needed. Widen awareness further to community connections enabling society's health. Remembering our role depends on thoughtful contribution. We flourish together when all conscientiously give back. Appraise civic duties discharged through volunteer hours, skill sharing, ethical purchasing, or environmental care. Resolve to do more. Finally, look inward at overarching duty to self-mastery and sage-like virtue. Did you skillfully manage emotions while demonstrating courage, justice, moderation, and practical wisdom today? We serve wider humanity by first refining character. Regularly reviewing domains of obligation sows moral excellence as we thoughtfully recalibrate. And in smoothly aligning actions to values through mindful effort, we claim success wherever external factors divert. Prepare now for sleep's restorative embrace, renewing commitment to diligently discharge all duties come the new dawn. If you are listening to this, thank you for staying till the end. If you feel any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, feel free to start a Stoic discussion in the comments. I welcome Stoic discussions as they are what the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advised for. As we stated before, if you're interested in Stoicism and self-improvement through the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, then our Stoic newsletter, which you can join in the description, is perfect for you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.